Hello and hi again, guys. Welcome back to actually, you know what? Haven't figured out an intro yet. I know, so annoying. I need to come up with something catchy. I'll try to. I'm gonna do my best. Also, my voice is a little bit dry tonight, so if you guys hear me taking any sips or anything like that, it's getting dry, and I also think I might be getting a little sick, unfortunately. Today's episode might be a little bit shorter, only because this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a little while and something that I talk about quite often with my family, with my parents, especially, with extended family members as of recently, with pretty much a lot of people. And that is being alone. So, you guys know a little bit about me as far as my past and everything now, if you've listened to the first two episodes. I haven't seriously dated anybody for longer than a handful of months since like 2018. The last two boyfriends that I've had have been quite unconventional. The most recent boyfriend that I had, we were long distance. He lived in Connecticut, and we only saw each other twice during our relationship. And yeah, I mean, it really wasn't anything. I think that if you count how much time we actually spent in person, it might have been like a couple weeks of dating. The other one that I dated in 2020, he was quite young. He was about 8 years younger than me. And I think I was 31 at the time, 32. I have no concept of time. I think I was 32, turning 33. And he was in those like mid 20s maybe, or maybe like 23, something like that. Anyways, he was young and sweet boy, but he was quite young. And then I did have like a situationship that was also long distance, and we met through streaming and everything like that. And that was back in like 2021, 22, something like that. So, it's been about 7 years, I would say, since I've had a more serious relationship. I've also lived alone since about 2018. And weirdly enough, I actually spend the holidays alone as well. The reason I spend the holidays alone is not because my family hates me. I think they love me very much. It's actually because my parents are snowbirds, so they travel for the winter, and I stay here and I love it here. And the winter is also the busiest season for me doing what I do for work. So it's very hard for me to take vacations during, the winter months, and that's when all the holidays are. So I spend my holidays alone again. I spend Thanksgiving by myself, and I spend Christmas and Christmas Day by myself. And as of the last few years, I spend New Year's Eve by myself. And the number one question that I get asked is, well, Stephanie, don't you get lonely? Or I know my mom will ask me, well, I just hate leaving you alone. And it's almost hard to explain it to people that have never lived alone for as long as I have, or that have never been single for as long as I have. I am not lonely at all, and I'm actually quite the opposite. Despite living alone, I actually feel quite fulfilled when it comes to company. I talk to friends every single day. I talk to my family every single day. I am throughout work talking to people throughout the day, and then I game with friends after work. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I go out with my friends all the time. We're constantly trying to find fun things to do. And no, I don't get lonely. And I think this is something, because it's not just my parents asking, it's friends, it's extended family now. I got asked that by an uncle, don't you get lonely in that house by yourself? And I mean, something that I thought about recently, mainly because it was something that I was thinking about, because when my uncle asked me this, I was just like, wow, people really think this. And it's something that I really hadn't thought about a whole lot, because I never really feel it, especially not living alone. Have I felt lonely before? Sure. Some examples of when I have felt the most alone have all been while I've been in relationships. Waking up at 1 or 2 a.m. and hoping to see a text message from your boyfriend after he was going to be out with the boys for a night, to see if he texted you to let you know if he was okay, if he got home okay, or if he ever, what happened to him. When you wake up at 1 a.m. and you don't see anything, and then you wake up at 9 a.m. and you don't see anything, and then you text him at 11 or 12 o'clock, and finally more than 12 hours later, you finally get a message. Those 12 hours that you haven't heard from them, that's being lonely. Going to parties and events alone because your significant other doesn't want to go or can't go because his job is too demanding, that is lonely. Telling your boyfriend that you've had a terrible day, I've just had the most awful day, and him not asking you about it, not trying to make you feel better, and then getting upset because you share your feelings and you say, hey, you know what? I've had a really bad day and I was kind of hoping that, you would ask me about it or we could talk about it. And him getting mad at you, that's being lonely. Not having the support of somebody who's going to have your back and somebody that is not going to try to make your day better. People that make you feel lonely despite them being right next to you. Dude, that's loneliness. And that's something that I've experienced a lot of in relationships. And I can say with full confidence that being alone on the holidays for me is so lovely. I've turned it into the most movie-esque, theatric type of being alone and the type of celebrating. This year I'm getting like a 9 or 10 foot tree to put in my front room because I want it to look like freaking Macy's when people walk in here. I have so many Christmas decorations. I love Christmas. If you guys know me, I know everybody thinks I love Halloween because of cosplay stuff. Ugh, I love Christmas. I am obsessed with it. I have so many Christmas decorations, and when you walk in here during Christmas, it's like a little winter wonderland, and I hope to add more and more to it as time goes on. That's something that's magical to me. Having Christmas trees everywhere and having the lights. I have a Christmas tree in my bedroom. I have a Christmas tree in my office, a Christmas tree in my living room. And those are the three that I have right now. And then again, I'm going to have that huge one in the front room. And I have like mini ones that I keep all over too. And then I have lights everywhere. And I love it so much. I love the holidays because of that, because I get to spend it alone. And is it quiet during the holidays? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's doing stuff with their own families and people aren't really thinking about me except for close friends and family that do check on me. And I love you guys and I love my family and my friends so much for checking in on me and making sure I'm okay. And I feel like sometimes people don't believe me when I say, I'm great. This is great for me. I get to watch the Macy's Day Parade and I get to chill and I get to eat whatever I want. And that's the other thing that I do is I don't cook. I will cook ahead of time. So I'll make like a bunch of mac and cheese and whatever else ahead of time. And then I'll order Chipotle and I'll just basically that's my meal prep. So then I don't have to do dishes. I don't have to clean anything. I don't have to do anything. And it's so wonderful. And I love doing it. And things that made me feel alone in the past were things like sitting right next to your significant other while they are on their phone the entire time and you're trying to get their attention. That's being lonely. Trying to see if your significant other wants to play games because you guys both play the exact same game. And you see that they're playing the game right now, but they won't ask you to play with them. That's being lonely. Feeling like you are a burden to your significant other. Feeling like your significant other would rather do anything else than hang out with you, than talk to you. Having a birthday date planned with your significant other and you get to the date and they tell you, okay, so for your birthday, we can do anything you want. Oh, so I have to plan it. Anything I want, meaning you were too lazy to do anything or plan anything, so you're going to have me do whatever, which is going to be whatever you want to do because I go out of my way to make you comfortable. That's being lonely. Those are the things that feel lonely to me, not being on my couch and having this beautiful lighting in my living room and getting to sip on a glass of wine or a cup of hot chocolate and maybe having a snack or eating sushi, and watching Christmas movies or watching Halloween movies or watching anything. I'm alone. I'm not lonely. And I think that's the difference is that just because I'm alone in my house, that doesn't mean that I'm lonely. And just because you ever feel lonely, it doesn't mean that you're alone. I know that there's people out there that they feel that type of way and they might be confused by it. I feel lonely, but that's a confusing thing because I'm surrounded by people. That doesn't mean that you're not lonely. Just because there's someone around you doesn't mean that. So when people ask me, don't you get lonely? Yeah, I do get lonely. A lot of the times when I'm in relationships, I feel very lonely and I get sad and I find myself often trying to find ways to get make myself busy and start new projects, or I'm going to deep clean my closet today, not because I have a sudden burst of energy. I'm deep cleaning my closet because I'm trying to distract myself from the fact that my boyfriend hasn't texted me in 6 hours or hasn't responded to me. And that's being lonely. That shit hurts. Me watching The Holiday on Christmas Day with a bowl of popcorn and a hot chocolate that is decked out, that's the fucking life. That's not lonely. This is a very short, again, very short podcast episode. This might just be a bonus episode. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but these were just some thoughts that I had in my head, something I really wanted to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that this resonates with people because I think that there are a lot of people out there that might feel the same way. That's my thoughts. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you guys for listening to me as always. Again, I don't know where I'm going to post this. It'll probably go on Spotify, but I had to get this out. And I know this is going to be like a 12-minute episode, but I had to talk about it. So, thank you guys again for listening. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Actually, you know what? All right, I want to take a moment to send a heartfelt thanks to everyone that has donated and shown us just such incredible support. Your encouragement has been both motivating and just extremely instrumental in helping us bring this super fun dream and adventure to life. And we're just so excited and beyond excited actually to start the journey. So, a few special thank yous to Samantha, Chiblet, Darth Silent Bob, Dave M, Jess Bagel, who has a health and wellness journal available now at colorcodedcookie.com, Katie Edward, who wrote Call on Me and is one of the few books that I've actually finished and loved and read and everything in the last year and a half, Dustin, aka Wicked Warrior. Your face and body painting skills never failed to amaze me, dude. You're doing incredible. Our beautiful friends, Gloria and Joanna, Tim, Mauricio Ormachea, Greg, Squeegee, my friend Jason Abadi. Thank you for validating my thoughts while I navigate dating men. I appreciate you always listening to me yap. My lavender in life, Oz, who helped keep me grounded during one of the harder times in my life. To my wonderful family, my uncle Chris and his wife Letty, my incredible cousins, Eric and Chingona. You guys are always cheering me on. My parents, Mallory's husband Roy, who I also consider to be my family. Your unwavering support just absolutely means the world to us. And then finally to Mallory, you listened to me talk about a dream out loud, about starting a podcast, and not only did you encourage me to take the leap, but you took it with me. And I mean, you're my best friend, and I love you, and I couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else. So thank you guys again for listening, for being here, for supporting us and encouraging us. And we will catch you on the next one.